Let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. Thank you, Holly Schneiderwind and your team at Eagle Mortgage for being part of our Gromaha team. Eagle Mortgage basically is all about helping you get your slice of the American dream. It is May. A lot of people are very serious about buying a new house, moving this time of year. One of the first things you want to do is talk to Eagle Mortgage and get yourself a pre-approval letter so that you're armed with a sword and shield, so to speak, when you go into the competitive house searching process. It still is a little dicey out there. Not as bad as it was a couple years ago, but still competitive. Eagle Mortgage is on your side. They'll help you with that. You can find Eagle Mortgage in person at 114th and Dodge or online at eaglemortgagecompany.com.
And if you want an accessible dwelling unit, a ADU that you can learn about in our newsletter, I read it, Jeff, that this week, and you can build a in-law suite in your backyard, basically.
Yeah.
Have a small little bungalow, and I bet you Eagle Mortgage could help you refinance and get some money to build that.
Yeah, and we'll actually talk a little bit more about accessory dwelling units in our third segment today, about a cool model version of that you'll be able to see downtown pretty soon. Well, so right up on the news docket, first thing, Creighton University has announced that it will very soon break ground on its new campus quadrangle. If you've been by campus at any time recently, you know there's a great deal of construction going over there. And one of the things they're going to do is vacate Burt Street. They're going to take the baseball practice facility that is currently there, and they're going to move it to the east. And that whole area is going to become a quad. This is a almost $25 million project. It's going to be 5.7 acres. And it looks like ground is going to be broken here very, very soon. And the completion date is fall of 26, so it'll only be about a one-year project. But this is in addition to their new softball stadium, which is coming along nicely, their sophomore residence hall, their soon-to-break ground new baseball practice facility, which will be used also by CWS teams. And they're building a new shop and warehouse for all of the behind-the-scenes work that'll be just a little bit north of Cummings Street. So Creighton continues to really ramp up quite dramatically.
It's amazing what Creighton has done with Cummings Street and north and south of that, and unbelievable support that they get from the community, and it really made a difference.
And while we're on the academic front, Clarkson College at 42nd and Dodge, a place where I actually used to work in a previous life. I was actually Dean of Student Affairs.
Until I rescued you.
At Clarkson College, until Trenton rescued me into the commercial real estate profession. At any rate, very excited. Clarkson is going to hold a groundbreaking ceremony here pretty soon for a bunch of construction projects. And we'll actually have the president of the college on in a couple of months to talk about that. But today I want to mention one specific part of that project, and that is Clarkson is going to be constructing a huge digital reader board sign screen on the northwest corner of its building, so the southeast corner of 42nd and Dodge. So if you can picture that big video board on the new Children's Hospital, there'll be something similar, and they'll use it to kind of promote healthcare as a career. It'll be part of a big 4-story display on the side that'll also have the logo. You'll be able to see through a lot of it if you're in the building, but on the outside it'll look like kind of a wall. They call it a scrim, or kind of like a screen. And then on top of that will be the logo, and then this very large vertical digital board that'll wrap around the corner of the building.
Those corner office holders will be able to see through it?
They'll be able to see through the scrim, but the part where the actual video screen is, they won't be able to see through that. My guess is that corner office might not be quite as desirable as it was before the board was put up. But actually, if I remember correctly from a tour I took a couple weeks ago, that's actually a classroom right there. So maybe it'll be good. Students will focus on class instead of looking out the window.
Did they try to recruit you back?
They did not. I kept waiting for the offer, but it did not happen. I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Well, the earth shook a little bit a few hours after last week's show, because that's when Warren Buffett announced that he is retiring and giving up the CEO role, turning it over to his right-hand man, Greg Abel, who will become CEO by the end of the year. But Berkshire did confirm on Sunday at the regular board meeting that Warren will stay on as chairman of the board, but all of the CEO responsibilities by the end of the year will move over to Greg Abel. Trenton, did you feel the earth shake all the way over in Japan?
Absolutely. They were talking about it, and Warren Buffett is so well known in not just financial communities, but in pop culture, and you hear his name everywhere. And he has done more for Omaha. And a lot of people think, well, does he give a lot of money? Well, he's made so much money for people, made billionaires and 100 millionaires and whatever. Those people have given a ton of money as well. So thank you, Mr. Buffett, and very impressive.
Yeah, and we wish Warren Buffett many, many, many more years on this planet. Even though he's almost 95, we feel that I just got an inkling he's going to keep on going, and we hope he is chairman of Berkshire Hathaway for many more years.
And he's also doing it in style and probably the most disruptive way he could do it. Because, could you imagine if for whatever reason he was incapacitated or whatever? It would be very ugly on the stock market and everything else. But now they're doing it in a controlled manner.
Yeah, phase in. So brilliant, like pretty much everything else that the Oracle of Omaha has done over the course of his career.
Did you do any of the festivities?
I did not. Some years I do, but not this year. I kind of regret not going down there because normally I'm not a shareholder, but normally I can scare up a pass from a friend or something like that. And this year I just didn't even think to look for one. Too bad. I would have loved to have been there for the big announcement.
You're waiting until next year, right?
The Omaha City Council is reviewing an ordinance to enter into a purchase agreement with Millwork Land Company, LLC. And that will be to facilitate the development of the Millwork Commons parking garage. This is something that we're eagerly anticipating because Millwork Commons, which is the area north of Charles Schwab Field that has been converting very impressively over the last several years, that area is going to really accelerate once this parking garage happens. And all estimates are that this thing will be complete by the fall of 26, so a little over a year. They're going to start working on it this summer. All this stuff has been worked out. You have to play around a little bit with some of the little parcel ownerships and this sort of thing. But this parking lot will be, I'm trying to think the exact address.
Parking garage.
This parking garage. Let's say 10th and Nicholas. So it'll be northwest of 10th and Nicholas. So it's a very underwhelming site right now. There's a couple of scraggly looking buildings that a lot of people are not going to miss. They might kind of have eyesore status. But this is getting close, and you should start to see some ground being broken and some demolition happening there pretty soon. Also, keep in mind at Millwork Commons, you have 2 apartment buildings that are early on in the construction process. The Dizzy Mule apartment complex, which is pretty much done or close to it. And then the future Radford Hotel, which is a renovation of a historic building, which should be starting here, I think, any day now.
Mm-hmm. You got other projects there, too.
Yeah, it's a really dynamic area where a lot of things are happening. We're going to wrap up our News of the Week by Eagle Mortgage right there. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.